So, do you have limescale in your water? And what could this be, and how do you deal with the problem? Okay, most often when your water produce limescale, it's also salty. And when I say most often, I mean in Ghana, because it seems a lot of water in the United States does have limescale, but not necessarily salty. So when dealing with limescale in Ghana and the United States, the treatment processes may differ. Okay, so limescale is as a result of, or a consequence of, hard water. What causes hard water? That's a high level of calcium and magnesium ions in your water. Okay, so limescale then forms on the surface of your sanitary wares. Okay, when they get evaporated or heated. Limescale does leave behind white chalky deposits, like the one here, okay, on your faucet, on your shower head, or your kettle. All right. So how do you deal with limescale or treat your water of hardness? You can wash your kettle with vinegar. If you are looking at just dealing with just a single utensil, stained with limescale. But if you are looking at solving the problem holistically, then you should consider any of these treatment methods. The water softening system, just as the name suggests, it's what you install to soften your hard water. Hard water, soft water. Okay, so to achieve soft water, you can install a water softening system. And what is the science behind water softening? Okay, water softeners do use resin beads. And these resin beads are charged, these beads are charged with sodium ions, which replaces the calcium and the magnesium ions, those hardness causing minerals in your water. Okay, it's going to substitute them with sodium ions as the water flows through the resin bed. This system is normally called, or usually called, ion exchange. But I think it's actually more popular. Water softening is more popular than ion exchange. Anyway, so just to simply put it, you exchange one mineral for the other. Okay, you exchange the calcium, magnesium ions for sodium ions. But there's a problem with this system. Okay, with time, the power, the sodium ions in the resin beds get depleted. Okay, I can explain that by saying that the sodium ions in the resin beds get depleted, and when this happens, there wouldn't be any sodium ions left in the resin beds to exchange or to replace with the calcium and the magnesium ions. And when this happens, what are you supposed to do? Then that's where the practice of regeneration comes in. So what are the advantages of ion exchange? One, it's very effective at removing calcium and magnesium ions. Okay, it has a proven track record, so it's not something you're now coming to try to see if it's going to work or not. Okay, it's been there for a very long time. It's been tried and tested, so it's definitely going to work for you. What about the disadvantage? Okay, it requires frequent regeneration. And regeneration salt is not cheap. These things are not cheap. The bag of the salt goes for about 600 cedis in Ghana. That should be about $44. And maybe $44 is not expensive in the US, but 600 cedis every month or two in Ghana, it's not easy, Charlie. It's not easy. And that's one of the reasons why people don't really like this method. You see, it's actually very common in the US. Water softening system is quite common in the US. But problem number two is that it requires frequent maintenance. And also, I don't think this should be a problem for the Americans, because they enjoy doing most of these things themselves anyway. Okay, meaning you can just walk into Home Depot and get a bag of some softener salt, clean your brine tank yourself, check the brine valves all by yourself. But down here, most of the people would rather pay others to do all those things for them. So in Ghana, it means you would have to draft a maintenance plan with your treatment company to regularly come for maintenance, as this may be something you do for the rest of your life, as long as the water source remains the same. So quickly, the second way to deal with hard water and prevent limescale is to use something like the ion exchanger. But this time, it's going to be salt-free, okay, saltless. You see, unlike the water softener that I talked about earlier, that uses that substitutes sodium ions for calcium and also magnesium, this one doesn't do anything like that at all. But rather, it alters the structure of the calcium and the magnesium ions in your water, meaning those hardness-causing minerals are still in your water, but with altered structure, so that they wouldn't be able to cause limescale. And there are two popular media used for salt-free water conditioner. We have the TAC and we have the NAC. In Ghana, you can get NAC under the name of crystallite. And this thing is so good. NAC is very good. It's very good. I think NAC is actually nucleational assisted, is it? Nucleational assisted crystallization, something like that. Okay, it's actually a short form of something like that. Also, there is also, but one advantage is that it doesn't require any salt to regenerate. Okay, I mean, the first one requires salt. This one doesn't require any salt to regenerate. So meaning the cost of maintenance would actually be lower, much lower, and even easy. It's actually quite easier. It's easy to install this one than the softening system. But the biggest disadvantage that I see with this system is that it's really expensive. A 20 liter bag of good cation resin for water softening is between 1,200 and 1,400. You can even get a Chinese ones for 450 cedis. You see, but a liter of NAC is about 950 cedis. And if you are using a big filtration tank, where you would be needing about 40 liters, that's 38,000 Ghana cedis. And oh, before I forget, one disadvantage that I also see with the water softening system is that that's the ion exchanger, is that it increases your water TDS level. Meaning if your water reaches 600 milligram per liter for TDS, if you install a softening system, the TDS would most likely go over 1,000 milligram per liter. And as you know, that won't pass for safe drinking water. Okay, if you are sending your water to water research or food and drugs board, that's not going to pass for safe drinking water. So I would also advise the use of ion exchange only. Only if your water is below 500 milligram per liter. Okay, 500 milligram per liter. Yes, it will go high, but not above the safe standard for drinking water. Also, this system doesn't offer maximum assurance for limescale prevention. If the water is very hard, something like maybe 2,000 milligram per liter of total hardness, you still see some little scale on the surface of your things. Okay, so on to the next one is the big boy, the reverse osmosis. I don't think I should talk much about this. It's very effective, something very common in Ghana. Okay, also very dependable. However, RO is also expensive. RO is expensive to get, to also maintain, especially if your water hardness is very high. Okay, where they will need to get antiscalant, get some citric acid, HCl, even maybe probably soda ash to boost pH, all those things before the RO itself. Okay, so maintaining RO is also very high if your water is very bad. So the next method is the use of citric acid. So you dose citric acid into the water, thereby preventing the formation of limescale deposit. This one is called is it gelatin agent, something like that. Okay, so this method, the dosing of the citric acid, actually, I would advise that to be used alongside a reverse osmosis system. Okay, that would be best for a reverse osmosis system. All right, so the last one that I'm going to talk about is the magnetic water conditioner. I've not used one before, and I've not even seen one before, like physically. I do see, I mean, I've seen it a couple of times on the social media, on the internet, marketed, via email and something like that. But if I'm to advise you on anything at all, it's going to be the first one, the water softener, where you have to get a brine solution, regenerate your cation resin, all that, or by yourself. And if you can also get the automatic head as well, in addition to that, that is going to be the best option for dealing with limescale in your water. All right, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.